We have an example, 2x squared minus 6x minus 3. We can see clearly that A is 2 and B, absolute value, is 6, and now 6 is a multiple of 2. So this is the first one we're talking about, where B is a multiple of 2. Now you remember the formula that we quoted earlier in lesson 1 for computing the square for the first two terms is only when the coefficient of A is exactly equal to 1. So in this case, it's not equal to 1. Therefore, we need to manipulate the expression to make sure coefficient of x squared is equal to 1, so that it can lend itself to the use of the formula. So we focus on the first two terms, and we do that by factoring out the coefficient of x squared. So here we factor out 2. So we're going to now have 2 into bracket x squared minus 3x minus 3. Now we've managed to get what is in the bracket to conform to our formula for computing the square. And formula for computing the square, if you recall, is like this: x minus b over 2 all squared minus b over 2 squared, then plus the c. So now we need to look at x squared minus 3x. That is going to help us get everything in here. Then we continue with what? Minus 3, which is the plus c. Now we do that. Our b now is 3. So the 6 that we had wasn't the true b because it wasn't in the standard form. So here our b is now 3. 3 divided by 2 becomes a fraction. So we're going to replace this by 3 divided by 2, this by 3 divided by 2, and we have our minus 3. But we do that making sure that this 2 is outside the bigger bracket. How do we do that? Everything in this blue bracket represents from this end all the way to that end. But that's what this is all about. So we should have the 2 outside the bigger bracket. Then we continue with the constant. So next step is to compute 3 over 2 all squared. So 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, so we have that. Next is to open the bracket. So we have 2 main terms. That's the first term, and that's the second term. So 2 is going to multiply each of the terms. Now from this onwards, this section always repeats. You don't do anything again with this section. All that you need to do is to work out what is outside this section. So we need to work out 2 9 over 4. That works out simplified as 9 over 2. Then finally we work out negative 9 over 2 minus 3. And that works out as negative 15 over 2. And that completes the square. So the answer to 2x squared minus 6x minus 3, when you complete the square, becomes 2 into bracket x minus 3 over 2 squared minus 15 over 2. Now let's look at the situation where the b is not a multiple of a.